safest city in our index is Tokyo. As a resident of Tokyo yourself, does that surprise you?
I don't think anybody who's spent a prolonged period of time in Tokyo, and really anybody who's visited either as a tourist or for business, wouldn't be surprised to see Tokyo come out on top of the Safe City Index. The level of personal safety in the city is really unmatched around the globe. When we spoke to the governor of Tokyo, he was quite eager to highlight this fact that you can take a taxi and not worry about being cheated on the fare. You could leave a laptop in the taxi and be almost assured that it would be returned to you at some point. People sleep on the subways. Grade school children travel by themselves to school. It's really the level of personal safety in the city is quite incredible.
Top 3 cities in our index are Tokyo, Singapore and Osaka. Obviously those are all Asian cities. So are we saying that people should move to Asia if they want to be safe?
I think it's less a function of geography or location than it is of wealth. Tokyo, Osaka and Singapore are all incredibly wealthy cities. And there are cities in Asia that are at the bottom of the index like Jakarta and Ho Chi Minh. And there are cities that are clustered in the middle like Taipei and Seoul. And then there are cities like Hong Kong, where we are now, which comes in at number 11, just outside the top 10. You live here, so I'm wondering what you think about Hong Kong's place in the ranking.
Well, Hong Kong scores best on the personal safety category, where it's number 6. And walking around Hong Kong, it feels like a safe city. You're very unlikely to be a victim of crime, day or night. It's very safe in those respects. But there are a number of aspects about Hong Kong where I feel the city is perhaps turning a blind eye. These are things like criminal gang activity. Now they score quite low on the indicator that measures the value of the black market, and it's not that hard to look around Hong Kong and find counterfeit goods. And where there are counterfeit goods, there's normally some gang activity behind it. Elsewhere, another issue is food safety. Now we have an indicator that measures the quality of food and the access to safe and quality food. Now Hong Kong scores quite poorly on that, and we often have food scandals, which is quite disturbing for people who live here, because the one thing you'd like to be able to trust in is the food that's on your plate. So there are parts of the index, parts of the indicators where Hong Kong really could focus on if they want to improve their position in our index.
For me, living in Singapore is a really safe place to live. All the traditional types of crime like burglary and theft are very low, and I feel very safe there. But where there is an increase is the increase in sort of online crimes like cybercrime and email scams. I think this is where Singapore needs to focus on if they're going to become truly a smart nation.
Pollution is a huge problem in Beijing, so there is no surprise that the city is near the bottom of the indicator for air quality. The longer-term solution to the problem still come from more investment in public transport. The city has already got the longest subways in the country and is making plans to transport 10 million passengers on a daily basis.